Hey there buddy, this is Piper here, and today we're playing some more Rome Total War. This is a 3 versus 3 battle replay. It's a 31k game and it was played on Steam, I think it was about 2 or 3 months ago, so it's a fairly old game. So we'll go through the players fast and then we'll go through some of the armies. So today I'm playing as Carthage. We're joined by a player called Ink. He's playing as Scipio. And we've got player KING-MGM playing as SPQR. So on the other side we have IoW-CARANUS, we've got IoW-Esrax, and we have IoW-Guardian. So it's basically a IoW side. I think some of these players might have changed their names since this battle. I recognise Esrax, but I don't recognise Guardian or CARANUS. I think CARANUS might be a player called Bibo. Can't really remember, but anyway, it's an IoW side. So we'll go through the armies faster. We get Carthage, so a lot of pike here. These pike will probably be gold 1 chev. We get 2 archers or 2 blade axe slingers. These guys are gold attack. It looks like one of them's silver defense. 3 units of sacred band. MGM has a standard army, 6 cav, rest urbans looks like. Oh, rest urbans 1 legionary first. And we've got player Ink, he has a standard Roman army, 6 cav, the rest urbans. So obviously to counter Carthage, Guardian's going to bring Egypt. He's gone with the 4 units of armoured hoplite at the front. These guys are gold. He's got a very condensed bunch of Spartans in the centre. So I think he's gone with just basically all Spartans and armoured hoplite, which is a fairly good strategy versus Carthage because Carthage's pike are slightly better than the Spartans, but you don't get the archers with Carthage. So Seleucid Empire, the next faction we're going to go through. So basically 3 Silver Shield pike at the front, Silver Shield Legionnaires at the front. Let's get 1 unit of militia hoplite, and the rest are Silver Shield pikemen. Obviously he's going to go with powerful cataphracts. These cataphract they're at least gold. Probably a couple chevs on some of them, and looks like 2 units of archers. And Esrax, basically a standard army, 6 cav, rest urbans, and his front rank is Pila. So Greece actually brought a couple of units of Cretan archers. I couldn't actually see these guys because they were amongst the Spartans, but it looks like there's 4 units of Cretans. So we're basically a little bit outnumbered on the archers. These guys are basically brought archers to defend against missile attack against the Seleucid pike. As we all know, these guys are fairly bad defense versus missile. It basically comes down to the fact that you have 2 sorts of defense in any Total War game. You get defense skill and armor. Armor defends against everything. Defense skill only defends in melee combat. It doesn't defend against missile. So you have some units like Pharaoh guards for Egypt. They have 0 armor almost, and they're very bad versus missile. So we've got MGM's going to push forward his army. We've got Ink pushing over his army on the left hand side, and I'm pushing forward my sacred band in the centre. We've got the archer war happening here. MGM actually has 2 units of archers that I didn't actually see. She's got 2 units of archers, and the cavalry, I think the cavalry, there might be a couple of chevs on the cavalry. So the archer wars happen between the auxiliary archers and the Cretans. Obviously these guys, for Seleucid Empire, they don't get the range of the Cretans, so they're actually close enough to get some shots in against the auxiliary archers. My Baleriac are going to be fighting versus, so we're going straight for the, it looks like they're actually within range of the pike. So they're actually shooting the pike there. And the big massive flame war happening between MGM and the Cretans. It's probably better for MGM to use regular archers, non-flaming arrows, because they're actually faster than flaming arrows and they're more accurate. Flaming arrows are pretty good at the end of the battle when you want to encourage a rout on the enemy. But at the start of the battle, you really want to sort of keep your archers, take off flaming arrows and just use the standard arrows at the start. He's actually switched from the Cretans and he's hitting the pike right there. Ink's going to pull around his Scipio army. So what the Cataphract doing? The Cataphract are going to be fairly powerful. These guys are probably get a better view here. So they're gold, one Chev. I'm seeing one Chev on these two. These probably have one Chev as well. And the Pila is about to get dumped on Seleucid Empire. So that probably couldn't have been a worse time to turn around there. He did have his unit of his militia pike at the front. They took the brunt of that Pila strike. But I think a lot of damage was done to some of the Legionnaire units as well. You can see a couple of dead Legionnaires in the bottom right there. So we've got Ink on the far left side of Esrax. This is probably quite a bad position to be in. He's getting those side-on hits there. Fairly effective charge there by Ink, and he's going to get caught here a little bit with his own urbans. But he managed to do a lot of damage to Esrax. So we've got our pike now. The pike's now on the right hand side. We've got the Seleucid Empire and the Greek armies are a little bit isolated right now. Still got a lot of the archers and stones getting fired in amongst the Seleucid Empire. So I'm going to charge forward the Sacred Band and engage the Spartans. So we're going to charge forward the Sacred Band and engage the Greek army. So more Pilas getting thrown against Seleucid Empire. Again, it's just absolutely devastating, that Pila. Again, like I said at the start, the Silver Shield Pike are very vulnerable to not only missiles but Pila as well. More so to Pila. Pila's a lot more powerful. So we're really pushing Greece here. Greece is very bunched up. So we're going to push forward our Sacred Band. It's probably right now it's probably about 50-50. There are a couple units of Seleucid Pike there as well. And there's also the risk of the outflank with MGM attacking Greece. So Scipio's going to push forward his urbans. He's getting a lot of good damage against these pike. I think the pike had actually been fairly diminished from all the arrow shots. Again, there's a lot of stones getting fired in amongst the pike, and I think at one point MGM was actually shooting the pike as well with his archers. So we're going to push forward with the Sacred Band. Again, it's probably about 50-50, probably slightly in favour of the Sacred Band. Again, the Sacred Band are gold, one Chev. Ink is actually getting charged here by Esrax and KING-MGM. So that was a little bit slow on the micro there by Ink. He did a really good push round with his urbans, but he's actually was caught there on the counter charge. Well, he was actually caught by the charge there. So he's pulling over some urbans. I'm going to pull in my Sacred Band cavalry, and they're going to get the rear charge versus the Cataphract. Whilst throughout all this, MGM's going to charge Esrax because there's no Julii cavalry on this side. So obviously the Sacred Band cavalry are going to get destroyed by the Cataphract. They've actually turned round and they're now attacking my cavalry. So right there, Ink actually saw, for some reason he actually only just charged in this cavalry. So he's going to probably get a lot of good kills on Julii. But my own cavalry is going to right there as well. and his Urban's going to charge the Cataphract as well. So still engaged with the Spartans. MGM's going to charge forward his cavalry, and he's actually been able to rout a lot of the units of Urbans there and get the outflank on the Spartans. So right there, basically the bulk of our cavalry is gone now. We've done a mass rout on Greece. Basically the Spartans get bunched up and they were actually surrounded by the cavalry, and the Sacred Band, Gold 1 Shiv, they're actually slightly better than the Spartans. So that actually adds to the morale as well, the morale decrease on the Spartans. So the outflank on the Greek army actually routed a lot of the Spartans. We're going to pull over our Sacred Band. MGM's heavily involved with Exras. Exras has some units of cavalry in the back. These guys need to turn around and get the charge in again. And Ink has now managed to pull back his Urbans. He was chasing the Cataphracts, but he's now decided to come back with his Urbans and attack Exras. See here, there's some units of Pike. They've actually stopped routing and they're going to be rushed back to the centre area. The bulk of the battle is happening here. So there's a lot of Cataphract left. These Cataphract, they're not too tired, they're only tired. So if these guys actually pulled back, Pike's engaged, he would actually been able to hammer an anvil. It's fairly close now with Exras and MGM. So well played by Exras. He's actually under a lot of pressure here. MGM's just charged in the cavalry from the back, and I've got my Pike coming over from his right hand side, or our right hand side. So that's going to be a rout on the bulk of Juliai's Urbans. The Cataphract are actually holding it pretty well. Probably, it's kind of hard in the situation. The Cataphract did a mini retreat, charged again. These Cataphract get a charge of 9. They might actually be able to do more damage. But the danger there is the Pike is fairly weak. They've already routed once. I think the General's actually probably dead as well. These guys don't get supported by the Cataphract. Good chance that they might just rout completely. So keeping the Cataphract in there, probably the right move, I'd say. And the rest of MGM's Urbans are coming in here. So basically everything that's left is getting involved in this battle. We've got the Greek Cretans, MGM switched to Flaming Arrows right there. We've got some Pike coming in as well, and that's the enemy side just submitted defeat right there. I think there's a couple units of Juliai Urbans left. The Greek side and Suicide Empire have just submitted defeat, and that's the Juliai army admitted defeat right there. So that was a fairly close battle. Very well played to all players. I thought the enemy side did really well. Obviously bringing Suicide Empire is probably a slight disadvantage, and the Greece is probably slightly inferior to Carthage. You do get the archers with Greece, but the Pike are better with Carthage. I thought at the start we probably had a major advantage. I think there was a slight communication error amongst the IoW side. The Suicide Empire player and Greece, they kind of got caught here a little bit and then they pulled back. Ink pulled round, and that was a great move by Ink, but then IoW pulled it back massively by countercharging Ink's cavalry. So they did really well there. They really pulled it back and they really concentrated their cavalry on Ink. So that was a great move by the IoW side, and obviously it got very, very close towards the end. But I think the fact that MGM had more cavalry, he had more infantry, he was actually able to use his cavalry superiority on the right flank. So that was very well played to everyone, very well played to the IoW side. Very much enjoyed that battle. So hope you guys have enjoyed this battle as well. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. This is Piper signing off.